Rita Barnsley was a lady from a bygone era. She liked cricket, listening to Test Match Special with a glass of sherry. But she never married and didn't seem to want friends. She didn't trust people easily. And her story shows she was right not to. Because she had the misfortune to end up in a care home run by Jamiel Slaney Summers, who decided she would steal half her estate when she died.
Could you tell me how Rita Barnsley's will's going, please?
Who's calling, please?
It's Jamiel Slaney Summers, one of the executors.
But she wasn't working alone. The owners of the care home, Graham and Lyn Walker, were in on it too, eager to line their own pockets.
My dear Rita, I was devastated to hear of your fall.
When Rita broke her hip, her cousin Verna Woolley knew she'd need time and care to recover.
We'll write again. Loads of love, Verna. It upset me.
Rita Barnsley's stay here was only supposed to be a short one, some recuperation before returning to her own home. But it's as if she became trapped. She was isolated from her only living family. Rita didn't have a will, but before long, a will was drawn up, which made it look as though Rita Barnsley was leaving the lion's share of her estate to the general manager and the owners of the care home. And they didn't want Verna talking to her cousin.
They wouldn't let me speak to her on the phone because I said, Rita's got a mobile. Can I speak to her, please? Oh, no, we couldn't get the phone to her. That was one of the things. And there was about 3 different excuses.
With Verna out of the picture, Jamiel Slaney Summers and the Walkers could lay their plans to inherit Rita Barnsley's money when she died. A fake will was drawn up. To Slaney Summers, for the happiness and laughter she gave me, Rita supposedly left half her estate. Lyn Walker would get around a quarter, quote, for allowing me to stay in her lovely home. The 2 women were also named as executors of the will. 3 months later, Rita Barnsley died. When Verna saw the will, she couldn't believe her eyes. Rita would never have spoken in such sentimental terms, and in any case, she'd always refused to make a will. Verna rang the police.
When I saw that will, that was when I decided to do something, because I thought what they were doing was so wrong.
But West Midlands Police decided its involvement was not required. It fell to the council. Specialist fraud investigator Kuldeep Mann says Rita Barnsley's will looked extremely dubious.
The different style of writing, the different colour pens, it was quite gobsmacking, to be honest.
So it looked as if several people had had a go at the will at some point?
I would say at least 2 people had a go at the will, and the signatures also appeared different from each other as well, purporting to be from Rita.
The suspicion is Rita Barnsley's signature was forged. 2 care workers who witnessed the will told the court they didn't know what they were signing. Just 4 days after her death, Graham Walker was speaking to solicitors about selling Rita's house.
She's made my wife and the manager the executors, but obviously I've got to sort out selling the property as well.
Okay, and what's the name of the deceased?
Rita Barnsley.
But when the Walkers learned they were being investigated for fraud, they claimed they'd had no hand in the will and always thought it was, in their words, fishy, pointing the finger at Slaney Summers. She, who it was discovered had already used Rita Barnsley's bank card to steal more than £6,000, said the Walkers were behind the fraud. The jury took just over an hour to convict all 3. Verna can't understand why the police didn't investigate. Dudley Council says it seems this type of fraud isn't a priority.
A lot of carer cases do get referred to the police. Unfortunately, in my experience, nearly all of them come back where no further action has been taken. They're either classed as a civil matter or classed as a fraud non-crime, and nothing is done.
West Midlands Police told us complex fraud can be prosecuted by other agencies, including HMRC and trading standards. But this case may not be closed yet.
Telephones have been ringing quite a lot about other incidents and those incidents will be investigated also.
More allegations about Jamiel Slaney Summers?
That's correct.
In the same care home?
Multiple care homes.
We can reveal suspicions Rita Barnsley was being financially abused were reported 6 months before her death. A former employee of the home warned the regulator, the CQC, which told us it alerted social services. But it wasn't until Rita died and Verna got involved that a full investigation was launched. In this story, perhaps the only consolation is Rita Barnsley probably didn't know her so-called carers were actually intent on stealing her money.
It was awful when I knew about this. I mean, I sobbed because, as I say, she hadn't had a very good life. And then to end like this is awful. Awful.
The final insult. Rita Barnsley's last wishes weren't respected. Jamiel Slaney Summers took her to a different crematorium to the one she'd wanted, and Verna never received her ashes.